I'm going to be sowing some more flower seeds today. Never tried these before. They're called Candytuft. They look quite pretty, and so did price, 50p a pack. So I thought for that price we'll have a go. And we're going to use as really cheap plastic containers that we drilled holes in bottom. We're just going to sprinkle a few inside this. Apparently these are a hardy annual. So, I mean, it says start sowing from March, September. We're probably a day away from March, so I'm going to get a few of these in. I'm a bit dubious though, because it says on the back there's 500 seeds in this pack. So I'm assuming that they're really, really tiny. We'll find out soon. So I'm just popping a bit of compost in it. Just top it off. And then assuming that they're going to be really tiny seeds, we're going to flat it off and make a nice level base. Because if they're so small, we don't want them dropping down little crevices, sinking about an inch deep. Because these only want to be buried, I think it said half a centimetre or something like that. So now we've levelled that out a little, we're going to get a quick water. We'll let that settle down and then we'll take a look at just how small these seeds are. We've lots of sunshine today, it's a bit overcast, but it's still quite warm, so we might as well get something done. Let's have a look at these seeds. When you open these packets, just make sure you knock them down. Sometimes if they're really, really small seeds, they'll all be stuck to the top there. When you open them, there'll be seeds everywhere. You can lose quite a few like that. So we'll just tear this open and see what's what. They don't look too bad. I'll take a few out and let you have a look. Okay, so they're the seeds. Not as bad as I thought they would be. I was expecting something like lobelia, just like tiny. They're basically like sowing dust. So there's probably quite a few there, but we're using this little tub. Really cheap way of doing it. And we'll just broadcast some over the top. And because they're an half decent size, you can actually see what you're doing with these, which is always a bonus with flower seeds. And it says they're a hardy annual, so I would assume that they're alright to germinate in cooler temperatures as well. I could be wrong, but that's yet to be seen, isn't it? We'll just pop a few on. I'm not gonna use all of these. There's more than I thought. They'll do. And then we'll just pop these back in. Save some for spring. So I'll give you a look at those. As you can see, pretty good sized seeds. You can see them quite clearly. So all we need to do now is just give them a light covering, as you know what I'm going to say next. With a colander, because it's going to cover them really lightly. I'm doing it like this, you can see the seeds disappearing one by one, and when you can't see any more, job's done, and you know you've got a really light covering on these seeds. As I've said before though in videos, just keep your eye on backs of those packets, because you'll come across one eventually that says do not cover at all, because they need light to germinate. You've not been the first person to make that mistake. Spend 2 months waiting for seeds to appear, then find out that you shouldn't have actually covered them with compost, so they don't work. So now we've done that, we're just going to give it another light watering, just to make sure the seeds have got good contact with the soil and enough moisture. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to cover it with some cling film. Basically using these really cheap little tubs that you drill holes in bottom so they've got good drainage, and using them as little propagators. It's the cheap way to do it. They don't take up loads of space either, so it's kind of win-win. So there we go with those, they're done. We'll just pop them somewhere warm to help bring on the germination. You can put them in your house on your windowsill, something like that. They don't need any light until the seedlings actually come out of the soil. So if you want to just, like, with it being such a small tray, you can just you could pop loads of these on your windowsill in a row. As soon as they do germinate, if you see any coming up, take this off. You don't want to leave that on once that happens. But as I said, really cheap option and saves you a lot of space. So that's them done. There's nothing more to do now, but just to put them to one side and wait to see if they germinate. If you'd like to see more content like this as we go through the growing season, just hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell, and then you'll know every time I upload a new video. Thank you very much for watching, I really appreciate it.